officially show 12.
Yes, sir.
What's the word?
What is the word, man?
Can't call it, man. Rough week this week.
Rough week.
Yeah, we should call this the hoodie week because everybody here got hoodies on.
Bro, it's like 12 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It's snowing out here.
us three outside of KNS. We're dealing with literal snow.
I know we're the only three that should have on a hoodie right now.
Well, as a Floridian, anytime it dropped below 60, it's a problem. Season. We layering it up. You know what I mean? Layering
what is
up.
It like 65 out there?
I'll tell you right now. Let me look on my trusty Apple weather app here. It is officially 63 degrees.
Man, you got the Timbs out?
Nah. I haven't rocked Timbs in quite some time.
Mine the other day,
it's like no point in rocking Timbs down here. You know what I'm saying?
63 though.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to get out the bubble goose and the Timbs, man.
Hey, yo, I ain't gonna front, man. I busted mine out like a couple of weeks ago. The Timbs and then the jacket this past week. It got the brick up here, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I almost rocked my Scully today, but I was like, it's not that.
Rock the bubble jack with the fur line in it.
Yeah, man. But I did turn 47 this week. Yes, sir. Crazy, right?
Congrats, brother. Yes.
Yeah. So, in other news,
you don't look a day over 40. You don't look a day over 46, bro.
Hey, man.
I know.
we're all close to that AARP status.
Oh Lord.
Getting there quick, man.
Speak for yourself.
I'm already there.
So that means, well, did you get the correspondence in the mail yet, Mink?
Not yet. I'm waiting on it.
Discounts.
It's funny because when I do the FIU football games, right? There's for college they have this thing called Conference USA, and these are the guys who they sit in front of me right at the glass, and they're the ones who adjust the time on the scoreboards. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the play stops, they gotta pause the time and blah blah. They keep the time so that everything is official. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bunch of old guys, right? So I always used to be like, they go to AARP squad, but now look at it, I'm 3 years away from that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. How old you got to be 50. Be in AARP now?
50, bro.
That's it?
Yeah.
50 is when they start soliciting.
Yo, when I was younger, I thought it was like 100, bro. Like it just seemed like old people.
Like you're like 75
50 old now? Right. It was like you had to be way older than 50, bro. You had to be like in a wheelchair,
it's 50.
And walkers and shit.
No. Yeah, no, it's 50. It's 50. But hey, let's you know what? Let's look at that as a blessing because there's a lot of people who can't get past 45. Look, there's a couple. There's a couple of, I think it was pro baseball player who died and he was like 37.
Yeah.
They just reported that in the news and it's like,
you never know.
That's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we getting up there in age, I'm gonna look at it as the glass half full instead of half empty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At least we still here.
Getting old is definitely a beautiful thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's not a beautiful thing is as you're getting old, it feels like there's always something else that breaks on your body. It's like I feel another ache and pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hims.com, bro.
Yeah, man.
They got a hers.com now. For him and hers.
soon I'm gonna have to do like you, Drew, and get rid of all of this, man.
You gotta join the club, man.
Done.
But yeah,
take it off.
Yeah, man.
Join the club.
Take it all off, man.
I mean, I could take it off. My wife wouldn't even care. You know what I'm saying? She's cool with it. As
long as you're not losing any in the back, though. If you got your still got in the back, you good.
I still got
Then
That's
let
embarrassing.
it rock with it.
Yeah. No, you see, it's two things you don't want. You don't want the back to hollow out, and you don't want this to keep pushing back where you just have this and then you don't have that. That
Sherman
any
Hemsley?
one of those two,
the George Jefferson,
Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah, any one of those two, you got to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut it off.
Hill for the Sherman Hemsley.
You like that?
Nah, not really, but it's just funny as hell. Like I could just wear that shit for Halloween and shit.
And do the dance.
Yo,
Go
here's the funny thing.
to the doors. Go to the doors.
Yeah, you know what I mean, with the little 3-piece suit on and shit. Oh man, I would kill it.
Yo, the intro.
Yeah,
remember
man.
the intro
Just
to Amen? That was.
Oh,
Yo.
Amen.
We're dating
Amen
ourselves
was
here,
hilarious.
but hey.
Well, here's a funny. Since we talk about the Sherman
7 and
Hemsley,
Amen was like my favorite shit. One of my two low key.
let me share this screen real quick. Since we talk about the Sherman Hemsley, because a producer buddy of mine, Kev Brown, he actually had a album that he put out, and this is the album cover. He's very bold. You know what I'm saying?
Are you sharing?
You see that?
I can't see it. You sharing screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
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 I guess Drew, you can't see it.
I got a delay. Oh, here it goes. I see it now. Yeah, he got the Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah, see, for me,
That's what I'm talking about.
once I got to the point where I saw it was going, man, like I was just like, hey,
sayonara.
Yeah, man.
You out of here.
Teach his own, man. If you want to rock that look, hey, man. It's.
You know who else is rocking that look is Homeboy Sandman.
Yeah, I've
And
seen that
I'm
too.
just like,
yeah.
Homeboy Sandman is a wild guy.
Care,
I'm
man,
like,
you know?
he's an awesome rapper. But I was wondering, I'm like, yo, he used to rock the Baldy,
Yeah.
and now he's doing the Sherman Hemsley joint. There it is, right there. And like, I got a picture with him when he performed, and he sure as hell had the same haircut. It was amazing. It was crazy.
Whoa.
Power to you, man.
You know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Whoa. Too much. He got a lot of forehead. Damn. He got a head.
That's what I'm saying. He used to just keep it bald, and all of a sudden he's just like, whatever.
That's kind of how I would look with my. I got a big ass forehead.
The pain is like me and Drew talked about, or me and Stan talked about. This is the maintenance. It's like you go bald, but then there's a whole maintenance side of things where it's like you got to constantly keep it up and
got to keep it clean. Got to keep it clean, bro.
Yeah, man.
But you don't got to cut your shit, bro.
You don't.
I don't really cut it.
Mink's the only one.
I usually just shave it down so you don't see the grays, because I'm over here looking like Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four with the grays on each side. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, how come Mink is the only one here?
Yeah.
With a full head of hair, but he rocks the hat.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I didn't grow up wearing a lot of hats because hats destroy your line.
Hairline? Your hairline?
It destroys it. Like if you wear I didn't grow up wearing a lot of baseball caps and stuff like that. When I played football, the helmets used to itch. And, I would find myself putting my hand inside. I used to hate wearing helmets. But, it's...
There's the OG.
Yeah, there you go.
Yo, man.
Yep,
that's what happens when you wear hats. Right there.
You know why I messed up? I tell you where I messed up. When I decided to get cornrows, that's where it starts
pull your hair back,
pulling back your hairline.
Oh my God,
yeah, it pulls back your hairline. Right,
bro. Enough with the urban legends. That is not a real thing, dog.
It is a real thing.
Nah, dog. The hats and the cornrow.
First of all,
nah.
But
listen,
it's genetics, bro.
Two things about the cornrows, right? When you first of all, you're pulling back your scalp, and then if you were tender-headed, is what they called it. In the back where the cornrows were pulled, all of this hair would bump up, and it would be terrible. You know what I'm saying? It was terrible. It was not worth the swag. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It was terrible. And you doing this the entire time.
How come Luda got a full head of hair?
But Luda also has a big ass forehead, bro.
Yo, shout to Luda, man. Hey, Luda got a full head of hair. Got the Drake still got all his hair, bro.
Drake just started doing the damn.
Right.
He just started doing the cornrows.
You talk about what tender-headed. It don't get more tender-headed than Drake.
All right, so look at the timeline here, right? If we're looking at our boy Luda, right? Let's share this screen real quick, right? Here we go. All right. Did this thing not share?
It's coming. Yeah.
It's the delay. All right, so look at his hairline here. You can see that the length of forehead is not as big, right?
You got to measure it?
But then if you look over here now, Look at his cat forehead in this picture here. Share this tab instead. Yo, that looked like a lot more forehead. You understand what I'm saying? Look, especially this picture here.
But it's pulled
That's
back.
mad more forehead.
But it's pulled back.
You all have to realize is that these guys got money, man. You know, they can go to these doctors and, you know, you never know.
We've seen a lot of these.
Probably
they got the new hairlines.
He probably injects stem cells in his forehead or something like that. Like
Stem cells.
who knows?
Yo, salmon eggs, bro. Yo, these chicks is out here injecting salmon eggs in their face, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, my point is, in this picture here, his forehead not that big. But then if you go to this picture, it's like he got a Klingon forehead. You know what I'm saying?
That seems like a more recent picture.
Yeah, what's the time lapse on these photos?
I don't know.
It's like a 20-year gap.
That's true. Hey, Mink, you don't remember what Kareem used to do? With his hair, he used to put the egg yolk in his joint?
The mayonnaise and the egg yolk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cousin Kareem?
But
No.
The other Kareem, yeah.
So
yeah, and then you know what too was good for dandruff is Listerine. If you put Listerine in your hair, that gets rid of dandruff, psoriasis.
Never heard that.
Eczema. Yeah.
What I did hear about Listerine recently was there's a class action lawsuit because they didn't put enough information stating that the products could cause cancer.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Hey, wait. Listerine can give you cancer now?
Blue Listerine supposedly did not disclose. They say it keep your breath fresh and kill bacteria, but they didn't disclose like how the Surgeon General discloses on a pack of cigarettes. How the Surgeon General discloses on a pack of cigarettes that this may cause cancer. Listerine did not do that, and they're supposedly getting sued. I did not fact check that, so that's my disclaimer.
Well, speaking of fact checking, Mink, I'll couple of topics we got today. Certain somebody's in the news for what's been kind of the norm in the last few years, sexual harassment lawsuits.
Quid pro quo.
So what's going on?
Do you know what quid pro quo means?
Yes, of course.
What does it mean?
Yeah, it pretty much means that, hey, if you do this, I'll give you this.
Yep.
That's all.
Little tit for tat.
Yeah, man. So we got somebody else in the news.
I don't want to get too
being accused.
I don't want to get too vulgar, but yeah.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah.
Favor for
and
favor.
Who are we talking about, gentlemen? Who are we talking about?
Talking about Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless.
What's going on with Joy?
Let's kind of touch on Skip first. You know,
all right. What's up with Skip?
What's up with the $1.5 million that he pays this hairstylist? I don't believe that.
Well, what's the whole story?
What's the story on it?
Yeah. Well, you know, he paid for it, right? You know, it was kind of like an executive prostitution.
Well, actually, no. So he didn't pay for it. So he solicited
transaction, right?
He solicited some sex from this hairstylist, supposedly.
Hey, guess what? They used one of the terms you used in the very first podcast.
Yeah, salacious. Yeah, it's a real term. I didn't make it up. It was not a made up word. But yeah.
So he's being
It's very, very, very interesting mess Skip has got himself in here. But apparently,
fee for what he would pay for some services.
No, so she's accusing him of not only making various remarks and comments to her during the course of her employment at Fox. She's also saying he tried to solicit sex from her and offered her $1.5 million. She didn't go through with it, but that's the accusation in the lawsuit.
All right. Fair enough. My thing is, and I've said this before with these type of situations, is there proof?
I don't know. I mean, how do you prove that?
How do you prove that?
Exactly. That's my whole point. Like, if you're going to make an accusation and potentially ruin somebody's reputation, have them lose their job, have them spend a lot of money on legal fees, right? I hope there's proof, because imagine she just says that and he has to go through this whole rigmarole and it's not false. Does he get his job back?
I don't know.
Is his reputation restored?
I think the reputation takes a hit regardless.
Yeah.
I would say that there should be some type of stipulation in the law. Oh, my bad. You had froze, so I just started talking. My bad. But I would say if there should be some type of stipulation in the law where you should be held accountable. I'm not saying this is happening, but I'm just going off on a tangent, right? You should be held accountable if you make false claims.
Yeah, I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? There should be a penalty for that, because you playing with people's lives. In the court of public opinion, that's all they need to do is think of you as a scumbag and it's over, even though that might not be the case. You know what I'm saying?
KNS.
Not saying that's the case here, but
hey, KNS, real quick. If you don't mind taking off the screen so we can see you talking real quick.
But you don't see me.
We can see you, just a share screen. All we see is the report right now.
That's weird.
Do you think Skip's I think
he's
going to be just
he's already
under the
done.
rug?
He's already done, right? He already left Fox News or Fox Sports.
Fox Sports, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to go on a podcast or something like us.
Shannon
He'll
Sharp.
be on our podcast next week. But I mean, like, he's I think he's done, man. And I think this could be a bunch of garbage. The lawsuit could be totally like falsehoods, but I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I think he's guilty of some of it. I think the $1.5 million is absurd. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that. Yeah, that's just nuts. Nuts, bro. There's no OnlyFans, bro, like worth 1.5, bro. I mean, he could have just went on OnlyFans for way less. You know what I'm saying?
Way less.
What is he doing?
Like 80% less.
More than that, bro. Like
even more than that, yeah.
For real.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with Skip.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, man.
This is too much. This is like a trend
with
now.
Shannon Sharp. I had like, it's
I didn't really like that either. I didn't like that either, man. You think Shannon knew something was up with him?
Listen, I think Shannon decided that I'm going to control my own destiny and get all the money. You know what I'm saying? Which is why he started his podcast, because he started his podcast.
Look at him now.
And shortly after that, he had the bombshell episode with Cat Williams, and he's been on a run ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes when the house is burning down around you, you
gotta be out.
Sometimes it's time to get out, right? And it's
Well, here's the thing.
You think he just knew something was coming, or he just kind of knew, like, hey, I just don't need to be here?
No, I think what happened was the Damar Hamlin situation happened.
Yeah, there was that.
And after that, that's when he bounced. He had
there was
that
a Tom Brady situation too. Remember the
right? But it's really after that, because as a football player, he said seeing another football player go down like that really affected him. And then Skip went on social media, was like,
play ball.
It said something crazy like, "Oh, no, y'all need to keep playing ball," or whatever he said. I don't know what he said. I can't repeat verbatim, but it was something to that. And Shannon didn't like that. And then he tried to come on the show and explain his piece. And in the middle of him expressing his feeling about that, like, Skip started with his defense, and Shannon's like, "Bro, I'm trying to do my, and you cutting me off and blah, blah, blah." And after that, he was gone. He was like, "I'm out." You know what I'm saying? So listen, there's plenty of people who have had problems with Skip Bayless. You know what I'm saying?
Smoke, there's fire.
What's his name?
Stephen A.
Who used to play? But I know Stephen A. But it was who was the host? He was on the show with him. And he used to be in the NBA. The light skinned dude, who played. He was part of the Michigan basketball squad in college with Chris Webber and them.
Jalen Rose.
I forgot which one it was. Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose got in Skip's ass one day. You know what I'm saying? And so he's always catching beef with somebody.
He says,
you know what I mean?
He says wild stuff, and then there's times where he talks about certain players, and then he gets checked.
And that's why. And you're frozen again. Unfortunately. And that's kind of what. That's kind of how Jalen Rose bodied him that day. He was like, "Skip, did you play ball? You didn't even play in high school." You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And then Stephen A had to interject and, you know, him with his big words, you know what I'm saying? Coming in there talking all that craziness. And I'm just like, yo, it's always something with Skip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Richard Sherman, man, had a run-in with him not too long. But I don't know if you've seen that infamous clip of him and Richard Sherman.
I remember that.
Have you seen that? You saw that, Bobby?
Yep.
Yeah, where Richard Sherman was like I'm better at my job than you.
Did you? Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, he just ethered him right there on the first take, bro. And it was like Stephen A didn't even defend him or nothing. Stephen A just sat there, just like watching while his co-host got ethered. Man, it was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, yo, Skip Bayless is just out here catching strays, man. That guy is just a glutton for punishment. I think he's just done, man. To answer your question, Bobby, I think he's finished.
Man.
No one's gonna want to touch him after this type of lawsuit, man.
That's the thing. It's like, even if it comes out where you know, he really didn't do that, I just think he already took the hits.
Yeah, there's that stink of you're sexually harassing people at work. Like, who's gonna hire you after?
Yeah, especially today's climate, man. You gotta just So outside of that,
speaking
man,
of somebody who's been getting sexually harassed, Ray, you mentioned Joy Taylor. What's going on with Joy Taylor?
Can I say it?
Yeah. Your audio went out, thankfully.
Yeah.
Man, was that like divine intervention?
I think Ken has heard me what I just said, right?
No, I heard the first syllable.
Okay.
And then I already knew what you was going to say, but the Lord censored you. So just keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? The
censors are listening, man.
Okay.
Trying to tell you something.
Yeah, clean it up.
But yeah, she has.
She's for the streets, is what you're saying? Is she for the streets?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe all that, man. I don't believe it though. Can you tell people? Can you tell them what's going on and why she's getting a lot of attention right now? What are they saying she did? I want to know the story.
They're saying that she slept her way up to the top. And allegedly, I don't believe that she did any of that, though. In my opinion, I just think that it's all, I'm
with you.
It's an attempt to assassinate, I guess,
And even if she did, even if she did, so what?
Whose business is that?
Well, there's right, but then there's ethics that's involved in the workplace. You're really not supposed to be having any type of interaction with fellow employees.
Well, clearly not at Fox.
For those of you
not at Fox News or Fox Sports.
Well, for those of you who still hold corporate positions, we know that you can't have any type of relationships with, coworkers. That's a part of, that's in the handbook. That's the first thing that you learn.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true.
It really depends. It's a business per business kind of thing.
It depends on the business. It depends on the business. Certain business, like government business, they have like an ethics clause and things of that nature, and that might be in there.
Right.
It depends on the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's just
if you disclose it, you can disclose it at work.
Yeah.
But like my point is, who cares? Like, even if she did, why is this a headline? That if she slept with some people on the job, I guess because she was married maybe at the time, but again, like, so what? That's their prerogative, no?
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, unless it becomes a harassment kind of situation, right? I mean, that's a little different.
Well, actually,
that's true. Two people meeting up, say, "Hey,"
but I mean,
but then that could turn into that person saying, "Hey, it really wasn't that." Just gotta be careful in general, like.
Yeah, and who dropped this story? I heard it wasn't it like was it some exes or like who put this out there? Or put her business out there?
Well, I think it came up because the Skip thing came first. Then it segued into the whole Joy Taylor thing.
Okay.
Like
why though? Like why would Why would we go from Skip
uh,
harassing?
Apparently maybe a disgruntled employee didn't get to partake in, those type of activities
Let me tell you
with
something, man.
that individual, and they probably
Player
felt
hating?
some type of way, and well, yeah, and
Listen,
I don't know.
I don't understand how this is news to Stan Stereo's point, right? Of all the things that's going on in the world, this is news, right?
Man.
Let me give you an example. I was watching news today when I got home while I was eating dinner with my wife, and of course they were covering the fires that's going on in California, and all the footage that they showed and the interviews that they had. When it cut to the newscaster in the studio, you know how they ended that segment? They ended it by saying the Kardashians have reported that they've evacuated successfully.
No.
And I'm just like, out of everybody that matters in the
God,
world,
thank
you just
God.
had to end it on that segment. Oh my God, I'm so glad the Kardashians
Thank
got out.
goodness.
Like it's like clickbait.
Kim's
like,
booty is intact.
I don't care about, like, who cares about all this shit,
Yo,
man?
hey, look, man. People love some Kardashians, though. Like, they're just
Listen,
popular
man.
as hell, dude. People love the Kardashians.
I know, but but I'm just saying,
Bro,
like,
my wife was infatuated with Kim K and Kim K's booty for like 2 years.
Well, that
really?
Yes.
Tell me about it. Why was she infatuated with
Dude,
Kim
it wasn't
K's
just
booty?
her. It was like all, because when Kim K first came out with the booty, and it was like just so out of this world, and people were not really thinking about getting implants. She like literally pioneered this whole big butt implant wave, bro. Like, think about it. Like 10, 12 years ago, nobody had implants.
But here's the thing. This is because like when I first heard of Kim Kardashian was during the whole Ray J thing, right?
I remember that.
And at that time, I was like, man, this chick is fine. Like, I didn't see that she needed to do any type
Still
of surgery.
Fine.
If she did need to do surgery, it was really just to fix the nose, because she had like that. No, seriously.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. But let me
bro.
make my point. Let me make the point. Let me make my point, right? She already had ass back then. You know what I'm saying? She didn't need to do anything. But if you look at her now, it just doesn't look natural, and it doesn't look attractive. Like when you see other girls on the gram that have like 2 basketballs for a rear end, but then they have 2 pretzel sticks as legs, is that really attractive?
To some.
I don't think so.
Hey, to each his own. To each his own. I'm not saying I disagree. I said, but apparently it's attractive to a lot of people now, because everybody's got fake dunk. You know what I mean? Everybody just walking around here like, boom, fake butt everywhere you go. She pioneered it. Think about it. Before her, did you see a lot of that? No. She made the Brazilian popular.
Right.
So anyway, that's a story on why my wife was fascinated for 2 years. I think she secretly wanted to go get some cheeks. But anyway.
And then remember their father was good friends with OJ.
We're going way down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just had to bring that up.
Everybody know that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not everybody knows that. A lot of her young fans don't know.
He was Johnny Cochran's right-hand man in the defense for OJ.
But a lot of her fans
don't
know nothing about OJ.
Okay. I see a message on the screen that something went wrong with Bobby Love and has stopped recording.
Still see him.
Listen, man, we got to do something about this, bro. We got to do something about this platform.
Yeah, but to your point, Ray, like a lot of folks don't know the Kardashian backstory with OJ. Like, older heads do, but a lot of her younger fans don't know nothing about that.
Right.
You know,
and it's and then they've always had, they've always been popular for years because of their father and
they are Hollywood.
Different types of
they are Hollywood.
Right, relationships that they've had with other celebrities and business people and things of that nature. It's just like Trump. Trump knew a lot of people since the 80s. But yeah, I didn't mean to get into all of that. But
Yeah, let's bring it full circle. But to your point, Kev, yeah, ending it on Kardashians after, a freaking forest fire that's devastating an entire city seems very like, I don't know.
Taste.
You know what?
Yeah, beyond poor taste, it just seems like they're just out of.
That was definitely not necessary, but I will tell you, poor taste was the True Social post that Trump said after the fact, basically blaming the governor of California, saying it was his fault and calling him names. Like, listen, man, when people are going through a disaster like that, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear the blame game. They want to hear who's going to help me. Where do I go for help? Where am I going to sleep? Where am I going to get food? You know what I'm saying? Not, oh, I told you so. This is such and such's fault. And not even calling him by his name, but calling him like, like insulting, like switching around his name to make an insult. I'm like,
so on the flip side,
can you have some class?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Let's take class out of it. On the flip side, did he not call them out months ago for not having, enough water in California to assist in things like these?
You did tell me that earlier.
Yes, he did.
When we was off camera.
So he did call him out for that, and nobody said nothing. And then he probably called these same people out before, and now when it goes wrong, sure, he might be acting like a baby and saying, I told you so, but he did tell him so. So right. It's like when he screws up, they all rail him and they get on him and point the finger at him. And, even with his sentencing that he just had today, right? I saw a lot of stuff on the news about the sentencing and how he got off and blah, blah, blah. And he shouldn't have got off in no time and all this. And it's like, well, he told you what was going to happen. He told you it was all BS. He told you like this should have been dropped. And then when it does, everyone wants to be up in arms. So it's like.
But did it get dropped? I heard he got found guilty, but they just didn't give him no time.
What does that mean?
Right, that is correct.
What does that even mean?
It was like 34 charges or something like that.
Yeah, how do you get 34 charges and have no penalties?
So it got dropped is what happened. There's no I'm guilty and you got guilty, but we ain't gonna punish you. Like, what does that mean? Come on.
Well, what?
That's called privilege.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's all
different rules.
And that's all planned. It's all planned too, because that's going to go into this whole TikTok thing, and
well, yeah, I forgot about the TikTok thing.
Yeah,
so he's trying to unban the TikTok?
Well, yeah, he's telling them, he say, hey guys, look, wait till I get into till I get in office, and maybe we can come up with a better setup, a better plan than what we're doing now. I
like
think,
what, to save TikTok?
Right. You know what I mean? Let's come up with a better, because I mean, come on, man.
Well, I'm confused though, because TikTok is a Chinese company and Trump hates China. So why would he want to save it?
Well, because you got to realize, listen to what he said. Let's come up with a better plan, meaning that he doesn't want to completely ban it. And I get it. They think that the Chinese government is stealing people's identities, right, and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day,
is that really far-fetched?
No, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all about money. You got to realize that the United States is, we're bullies. We're bullies, and we gotta have a piece of everything. You understand what I'm saying? TikTok has become so huge. So many people have made a lot of money off this platform. You've had people who has started businesses. Not only not only that, you're able to sell merch on TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, what you're saying is, regardless of his hatred for China, because he sees the dollar signs in this platform, he's like, well, maybe we should not ban it. We should do something else.
It's good for the economy if you really think about it, because you're creating jobs. You're kind of bringing jobs back to America in a sense. I mean, his whole thing is what make America
jobs,
great
right?
again.
But what jobs are the TikTok?
So why?
Are these black jobs?
I want to know what jobs are we talking about right now?
Well, it allows you to going business for yourself. You become your own entrepreneur. Like I say, the merchandise, these dance challenges that they do on there, the battles, you can stream games on there and play video games.
What about the other effects,
It's
though? What about the other effects of TikTok? I understand the monetary and, to your point, yeah, there is some economic value, right? But what about the other effects? Like, isn't it making kids dumber and like messing with their
That's
self-esteem
my point.
and
I'm glad
all types of
you
other
said that.
issues that it's
Well, no, I disagree with that
no,
because if you want to
it's
say
not
if you want to say
no, it's not
that,
me,
you
bro.
might as
They actually
well.
have like studies where they studied like social media and the effects, and like especially TikTok.
Yeah.
Like especially TikTok. Like it's like ruining these kids like self-esteems and childhoods, bro.
You know what I think what it is? I think is these big corporate giants that are, and not only these corporate giants, a lot of these big, huge universities, they're pretty much saying that, oh, because remember, no one's going to want to work for you anymore. No one's going to want to go to your school to learn whatever the case may be. Even if they do go to school, they're going to sit here and do TikToks and they're going to make all this money, then they're going to be able to pay for their
But
tuition.
what's the percent?
They're no
Yeah.
longer going to need what do they call that, the federal aid grants and stuff, or
Listen,
whatever the case may
I
be.
think
But
like how you mentioned, like the dance challenges and all this other shit. All that shit
right,
is a distraction, dog. It's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? And if you have all of these young people, all they're doing is like I'm not gonna name a certain individual, but I know somebody who is on TikTok all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? If this is what they're doing, who is gonna run the country? Who's gonna have like the infrastructure jobs and stuff like that? If you want to be an influencer, like who's gonna be the doctors, the lawyers, the accountants, the polices? If everybody doesn't want to do
Quick
stuff
question.
like
but
that,
there's
they
still an
want to be.
avenue. There's still an avenue for that. That's not
But
going to
what's the
stop.
percentage?
But this is just another avenue of being able to, create,
But what's
the different types of.
no,
Yeah,
no,
go
no.
ahead.
I feel. But what's the percentage of people in the United States that are going to be entrepreneurs from TikTok to make like a legit? Stan has brought this up, like as far as the legitimacy of like people really monetizing TikTok. Like, what's the percentage to where you could say like a 15, 16-year-old kid is now not needing to go to school, not needing to do anything because because this is what I've learned over the years.
And how long can they sustain that money? Can they sustain that till they're retired, till they reach retirement age, so that they can provide for the family? Or is this gonna, whatever type of dollar amount that they're making, are they gonna make this for the next 5 years and then they're asked
I'll
out?
tell
Like, you see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
This kind of reminds me of, I can remember back in the day, and you guys are old enough to remember this, where, you know, uh, a lot of the college football players used to get in trouble for receiving money from like outside marketing companies, those boosters and, private companies giving them money, and they would get in trouble and get suspended. And for so many years, we used to say, you know what, you need to give these kids money. They deserve it. You get what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with this whole TikTok situation. Give them an opportunity to be able to make money, just by having fun,
I don't
That's
think
not the
dancing,
that's
same
that's
thing
a,
though.
I don't think that's the same thing. As far
it's
as the college sports, I agree with them getting paid now, because the collegiate athletic associations and all that shit, they've been making a killing off of these athletes' blood, sweat, and tears for all these years, and they never seen a dime. All they got was a free ride to the school. You understand what I'm saying?
so why
So
not
make
give back to the younger generation? That's what the
No, but
TikTok comes in.
what are they
What's wrong
doing
with
though?
that?
You know what I'm saying? Like what KNS is saying is these dudes are bringing money to the school. You know what I'm saying? Like they are a
correct.
big component of like universities like Duke and North Carolina and University of
All of
Miami
those
to bring
colleges.
in
Yeah.
these players to put the team up here and the schools are the ones that get paid, but like, with the players. So like in the sense of
with the TV rights, the
in
merchandise,
the sense of TikTok,
like,
it's like,
sales,
I got I got like to think that like my son or like my nephew or whatever is just, they have the opportunity to go on to do what? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a purpose, like in the sense of a football player or basketball player, where there's like, all right, they went through the mill to get to that level, and they're bringing that university money. And this is just my opinion. Some people don't agree. Like they should get a cut. Those jerseys that have their names on it, they should get a cut if you're bringing money to that school. But like in the sense of TikTok, I'll tell you what the biggest thing is that nobody talks about, man. It's about collecting data. This is what all it is. You look at it with YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That's the biggest thing, is collecting data. And the thing about TikTok is we don't own it. We don't own it. China does.
You need a sound effect for that, because that was right.
Hey,
that's correct.
Dropping bombs.
And
you need to drop a bomb on that one.
Do we have a bomb in here?
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? But here,
nah,
we're gonna drop that right there.
But it's the truth, man. It's the truth, and that's why it's like everything from, again, Facebook, Instagram, and all this stuff. Like, I get people saying like, hey, I'm not going to put my stuff up there. Listen, if you are on any of those social media platforms, your data's out there. And why do y'all think and this is, and again, man, this is real. All of us have experienced this. I know y'all have gone on your phone and talked about something, right? To your man or whatever. You flip on the Facebook and what pops up? Or you flip on the Instagram, what's the next feed that pops up?
Ads.
The same shit that you was just talking about.
Yep, ads.
So here's the two things.
Yeah.
Here's two things that I will say about these social media platforms, TikTok, whatever you want to call it. Is I consider myself, I'm happiest when I'm like being creative. I'm doing something, whether I'm doing music or editing a video, or, you know what I'm saying, doing something creative, right? And if I spend most of my time scrolling through social media, I'm not being creative. And there's times at this point, right, for the last couple of years, I've taken a step back from social media because I just realize I'm wasting time. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning on a Saturday and I said, I'll just check my phone. And next thing you know, an hour passes by and I'm like, wait a minute. See, this is the foolishness that's going on here.
Well, see,
hold on. Let me make my point. So what I'm saying is, this is a distraction from actually doing real things that matter, in my opinion. But go ahead.
Maybe let me jump in real quick. Hold up, Ray. Before we continue down this path, let's so if you're listening on any of these platforms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitch, please hit that subscribe button. But you know what?
But guess
kind
what?
Of funny that you said that. Yeah. We're kind of like contradicting ourselves in a sense, because it's just kind of like, oh yeah, social media this and social media that. But we're here doing this podcast, so that same person that's on their phone for an hour, we want them to do that because we want them to come on here and look at us. So
but
I mean,
we're offering something though. We're offering information.
Well, it's the same thing with TikTok. There's a lot of people that offers.
Is dance challenges?
No, there's other things that they offer on TikTok.
And those fake AI generated videos, like the minute I go on TikTok, I see a fake generated AI video of a fucking plow digging up a hole and a fucking dinosaur comes out and everybody starts running. I'm like, come on, man.
TikTok is also informational also as well. It's just not all about the AI and the dance challenges and stuff like that. You have to really dig deep, and look at these things. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so quick to say, oh, well, it's like this and then that's it. Look at us. We need those same people that you're talking down on to make us successful. I mean, what do you think this is? You know what I mean? It's like, you better pick up your phone. You know what I'm saying? You better come on here and look at us. You know what I mean? This is how all of this works. I mean,
guess what? When they come and look at us, they're not spending 6 hours looking at us every single day. That's my whole point. They'll come on and look at us for what, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, but
my whole point is these kids, they get on the phone and they sit there and they'll spend hours and hours and hours. And what did they accomplish? They didn't get any smarter. You know what I'm saying? They didn't gain much skills. They didn't go exercise and get fit because they're on a damn phone. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know.
Yeah, but think about it. What do we care? Just as long as they hit that subscribe button, right?
I guess I care because I have kids, and I have family members who have kids, and we all talk about this stuff, and it's always the same topic of discussion. And when I go to the kids' parent-teacher conference, the teachers all say the same thing. I can't stand these phones that these kids are using in the classroom. They implemented a rule this year that you cannot use the phone, and even though they implemented that, they kind of just they stopped fighting the kids on it. They're like, whatever, man.
Quick question: does anybody remember how we got here?
We just been going on a tangent.
What were we talking about before we got here?
No.
What were we talking about? Were we talking about like Joy or Skip Bayless, or we were talking about something?
Yeah, we were talking about that, and then we just kind of
how do we get to social media and
it's cool.
The degradation of our youth.
No, we started talking about the Kardashian.
We got here from the Kardashian booty.
Yes, we got here from
Kardashian
the Kardashian
cheeks. Yeah. Got us to TikTok. Yeah. How did we get from that?
We got to social media somehow through that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, bro, that's some next level connections right there. Like, how do we even get?
Yeah.
Like, make that math. How did we get from that to this?
Here's the thing. I don't even know what I'm gonna put for the thumbnail for this episode, because we just talked about a million things, bro, in 48 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's some good stuff too.
But like butt cheeks and like
some good stuff.
E equals MC squared and like Einstein and Zuckerberg and Elon. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's a great that was great discussion, fellas. I think we had one more topic before we wrapped up, though, right? Weren't we going to talk about
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, this whole WWE.
Yeah, Hulk
in
Hogan.
Good taste. I mean, might as well.
Gets booed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give the backdrop on it as far as Hulk Hogan's concerned. I mean, obviously, Hulk Hogan, for at least us, was in the 80s. I mean, I don't think anybody can say they didn't at least know who he was. I mean, Hulk Hogan was like Americana, so to speak, in the 80s. And, a lot of, times have changed. And, and again, however you have your political views is whatever. But, Hulk Hogan has been a very pro-Trump supporter. And beyond that, this was like some years ago, he got caught saying the N-word, like blatantly on camera.
What's the N-word, Rob?
It's funny, man. Like, I've always been given that. I've just never been the dude to use the word. But
you can say it. You're Puerto Rican.
To that same point,
I
just like so
close enough.
Lo and behold, Raw, the WWE work that they are now on Netflix. This was like groundbreaking. They were on the USA Network for like 20 some odd years. Even I think more than that.
I think like more like 30.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Like
even
30
before,
something.
Yeah. And they had their first very episode. It took place in LA, on Netflix. And Hulk Hogan, and they had a lot of different people show up, old school people, and Hulk Hogan shows up. And back in the day, even from a nostalgic standpoint, he'd show up and it'd be like raucous crowd, everybody going crazy. Yeah. Well,
he's the GOAT.
That wasn't the reception that he got this past Monday night, and it was basically a plethora of boos. I mean, to the point where the production these days they can die down the boos if they see like the reaction isn't what the production wanted. They could dumb it down or die it down, but it was like so blatant to the point where he kind of just waited and was waiting for them to kind of, and then even when he said, "Let me tell you something, brother," as usual, it just even went up higher. It was just really, really awkward. But those days of Hulk Hogan coming out and being, the guy, those days are over, man. I mean, he's an older dude, don't get me wrong, but I just think that a lot has happened outside the squared circle that
too much
people
for him to
really
come back from.
Huh?
I'm saying, is it too much for him to come back from? Has he done too much damage to his career for him to?
I think he's just this. we got to remember, yo, like he's already like 3 generations, maybe even 4 removed from it, like him even wrestling, you know. So a lot of these younger kids and young adults, they don't look at him like
really,
we did, you know. So
yeah, like
you gotta realize, man, Hogan go way back when Dusty Rhodes and them was wrestling, man, and man, that's back in the mid '70s.
No, not even back then. No. He was he started in the
early.
He was in the '80s.
He became who he became in the '80s. I mean, like listen. To be fair, however you feel about the dude, like if it wasn't for him, like there probably wouldn't be wrestling going on today. Like he's
the GOAT. Yeah, Hogan is the GOAT.
I just remember.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like to your point about the younger generation, right? Like take us for example. Like when we was young, we was into this hip hop thing, and we went to all of these shows, right? Now, us at this stage in our life, some of those artists that we still listen to and enjoy might come out to your city and do a show. And at the same time, we're like, oh, snap, such and such is going to be here. And then when it gets closer to the showtime, we be like, I'd just rather stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with these older performers, celebrities and stuff like that. Their fan base, you see what I'm saying, is not the same fan base that's in those stadiums that they're showing up to. Case in point.
Yeah.
If that arena was filled with all of those people who was following him from the 80s, he wouldn't have got booed. But it's a bunch of new faces in there, young kids, you know what I'm saying, that don't necessarily care about who Hulk Hogan is. They care about The Miz and all these other guys that are in WWE now. And they're like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying?
There was a part, though, where, you know, again, it was in California. And, you know, California is a big Democratic state.
It was political. It was political.
But at the same time, it was funny. And, you know, we'll wrap up. But The Undertaker, right? And everybody knows him, too. He's a Trump supporter, too. But when he came out, you didn't hear the mass amount of boos for him. So, like, that's why I feel it's like this. It's a lot with Hulk Hogan. But at the same time, you could be a fan of somebody and still be a fan of them regardless of the political views. So what I'm saying is I'm pretty sure those core Hulk Hogan fans that he's had for so many years are probably just like, I'm good.
I don't feel like going. I'm just going to watch it at home and a sip of beer. You know what I'm saying? And so he's in an arena full of a bunch of new fans, young fans that don't necessarily know him to that point or care, or it's also the people who are booing him because of his political affiliation. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a combination of that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's all I had on that. And then the last, like, he did another thing that was just crazy to see with him. He used to be 6'7". He's had like 4 back surgeries, and he's like 6'4" now. Like that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, and when he walks, he's like walking like this. Like I was like, damn.
Yo, is Hulk Hogan really 6'7", bro? That's
like tall, bro.
Yeah. That's like Jordan.
Yeah, he's 6'7".
He was a big dude. Yo, pause. Like he was
those guys were big, man.
Damn.
Undertaker is 6'10".
Yeah.
Kane is 6'10".
No way.
Yo,
dude.
I could say, man. I could say, and this is dating me, but I physically saw Andre the Giant wrestle. Like I saw him like right there. He wrestled Macho Man. This was 1988. Again, dating myself. And when you talk about like when you look at somebody like that big, you're like, you know, that's why again, this is like going down a deep end, man. Like when you've heard stuff in the past, like about like giants and stuff, I just look at somebody like him, like how the hell like can somebody be that big? But Andre the Giant was like, I could say I saw him wrestle. That was kind of crazy.
Let me tell you something. You remember, you know, when you watch these professional sports on TV, right? They're all around the same height, so it looks normal, I know where you're going, right? Yeah. Until you get, until you stand next to these guys, then they're giants. They're what is the term? The biblical term, right? Nephilim. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it called?
A Nephilim, something like that.
Nephilism, I think is basically this biblical term where a human and a god had a baby, right? So, anyways,
now, KNS, what was your reaction since you were with the Miami Heat for quite some time doing their audio and visual work. I'm pretty sure met a lot of those guys like
Well,
Morning,
this is what I
Udonis
was going with.
Haslam, those guys are tall,
So
so
that's why I was going, right? So
right.
you remember Rob, what was the boxer who was boxing George Foreman and was whooping his ass up
Michael
until
Moore.
the very last Michael Moore. I ran into Michael Moore when I was DJing at Max's Grill downtown Fort Lauderdale, and where their booth was, it was on a rise. It was a top. It was high, and you would look down in the crowd, and I was like, "Oh snap, it's Michael Moore." So I went down to say what's up to the dude, and when I got there, I'm like this. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" And I swear to God, I was like, "What's up?" I swear I was hitting a brick wall. How solid this dude was, right? And same thing when I was at the arena. During the playoffs when San Antonio was playing the Heat in the finals. I remember I was on the event level and I was walking. The game was over and all of a sudden it got dark around me, son. And it was like Tracy McGrady was here and I think it was Bruce Bowen here. And these guys are like giants compared to regular individuals like us. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. So my point is to hear that Hulk Hogan was 6'7" is not far-fetched. Yeah. They just look small on TV because they're all relatively around the same size, with the exception of like an Undertaker or a Kane. But when somebody like me or you go next to them, we looking like midgets.
I mean, if you remember Rocky 3 when Hogan was in there,
he was way bigger.
You see how big he was.
Yeah.
Standing next to
but guess
Stallone.
What? Sylvester Stallone had to stand on the stool but I saw that's I literally ran into him in Miami. Like there's like 97, 98. He's somebody that's only 5'7", barely 5'8". He's short.
Yeah, Stallone is not.
So he's like
short. And then Mr. T, when they did the face off, he had to stand on a stool because Mr. T's really 6 foot. So it looked, yeah.
Yo, Stallone is only 5'8"?
Yeah, he's short.
He's short.
But he's short.
Damn, dude.
Stallone.
Rambo.
Who else is short?
I thought dude was Diesel, bro.
No, he is. No, he was.
He is still Diesel. He's just short.
He's just short.
You know who else is short? Van Damme.
Is he?
Van Damme is short. Yeah. Van Damme is only like 5'7".
Well, like Bruce Lee was 5'7" and like barely 5'7". Barely 5.
Yeah. 130 pounds.
Kill you.
No shit.
Yeah. Man. So anyways, I think we kind of did quite an interesting episode with all these topics.
They did a whole hour. We did a whole hour.
Yeah. So Drew, you want to give the social information before we sign out?
Yeah, if you're listening, don't forget, subscribe, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. What else did I miss? What other socials did we hate on that I forgot?
What I will say is this. If you do subscribe to us on YouTube, do not forget to hit the bell notification. Yes, that's really important because then you will be notified every time we drop some new content. Because I screwed up this week when my YouTube launched and I had got a bunch of people subscribing. And I see this girl today. I was like, yo, did you see the new footage that dropped yesterday? She was like, nah, I didn't see it. And then she looked, she's like, oh, there it is. And I was like, yo, I forgot to tell everybody hit the bell notification. So if you guys subscribe, hit the bell notification. You will not miss when we drop something.
Comment. We'll talk to y'all. Comment.
Yeah,
there's a few comments on there. Shout out to everybody who's been commenting on our stuff.
Yes, thank you.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
At least we
appreciate
support.
that.
And you have no idea how much it means to get that support and for y'all to hit the subscribe button. So definitely, if you're watching, don't forget to hit subscribe and add to the channel.
Yeah, and just let us know how you feel in the comments. We read that stuff.
Absolutely. So, all right, fellas. Till next week.
Next week.
All right.